Hello, everyone. Welcome to Walk with Ria Sia. You know how it is in this segment called I'm an Outcast Man Cave. We're going to be talking good stuff. I think it's about time that we have men, saying what they feel. Not from men are trash, not from hey, I'm a daughter, the usual stuff, but to talk about the real issues of men in terms of their whereabouts, no, whereabouts or yini, imvelaphi yabo.
Yes,
Okay,
definitely.
yini ngesilungu imvelaphi khona lapho ne. So sizokhuluma ngemvelaphi yamadoda in terms of, we've been with or we've been seeing this new trend of men going around looking for their dads,
Hmm.
men going around looking for their surnames,
Yeah.
I remember the late the late who's this guy? Hip hop what?
WHP.
Double
Supreme.
HP,
Yes.
yes. The late Double HP. Remember there was a show that played, it used to play on SABC. I used to watch it where he was looking for his dad and he was looking to find out who he is and
Yes.
all of that. And I think it has been a very interesting story. And I think today it'll be awesome for us to talk about that, the power of a surname. Okay, the power of a surname. So that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to start. I normally introduce myself. So today I've got my co-host that is Sihle. Okay, and namhlanje we also join Umkhulu Tebuho. So they're going to introduce themselves and nemvelaphi yabo. But I'm going to introduce. I always like to introduce myself with regards to the topic that I normally have. So my name is Ria Sia. And I'm a born Yika, ne? So my dad is Yika, and this is like a cool story. So in our family, right, there is Yikas, that is Y-I-K-A. There is Ikas, the I-K-A. There is Hikas, that is H-I-K-A. And all of these people are one.
So all of you are related.
All of us are related. All of us are from the same lineage. But the the surnames are different. I don't know how we got to a Hika. I don't know how we got to a Ika. I don't know how we remain with the Hika. So, so yeah, and that's why I was like, this topic is so interesting because I remember when I grew up ne eskolweni and they would like ask me, yeah, Yika, okay, uyini umxhosa,
Yeah.
uyini umzulu. And then my dad, this was the coolest thing. My dad was a Tswana teacher, right? And we were in a Zulu school. And every time they were like, Baschat, Yika, umxhosa mara wabakho mos ufundisa isitswana wangenza like there was that confusion every time as we grew ne. And to this day, please don't ask me because last year we were Swatis, okay? Last year we were Swatis.
The Yikas
So
were Swatis last year.
yes, so we choose like this year. I don't know. We will decide. Let's see what do we do this year? Zulus, Sutus, like Snama season says Tambel with as mara. That's culture yama Zulu. Interesting this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Singama Zulu or culture yama in yabon. So that has been my journey in terms of our surname, in terms of people asking me, "Uthi uyini?" And that bothered me. Or not really bothered me, but to a point where if we say, "Mawuzake uthi, oh, uyiga." Oh, umxhosa ngithi, Oh, mangihlangana nomunye, oh, uyiga. Umzulu ngithi, Like to a point that I agreed with everybody's opinion because I was just not interested to explain myself in terms of what am I, who am I, and I think we still need to do that journey as the Yikas and the Ikas and the Hikas that are
To
that
find
are
out.
one
Yeah,
family.
to find out which, yeah, what's what.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I have Sihle. Please introduce yourself. Tell us about your surname and the journey.
Cool stuff. All right, cool. Kamala Musihle, Luther, or Gengwe. Oh, Gengwe. So they call it Gengwe, Ranga, Gengwe, Ranga.
You
Hey,
see?
there's a lot. Ziningi, you know.
Yeah.
So ukukhula kwami ngikhule nguGengwe,
Yeah.
and it confused a lot of people for the longest time, even myself, because abazali bashada and isibongo saka baba untshangasi. Isibongo saka mama untshangasi. So basically endlini bona abasebenzisa untshangasi, mina ngisasebenzisa uGengwe. My
Wow.
fault. Yabo. I think angazi why ngidelay to change the surname. So in King Igivi, you know,
Yeah.
I've delayed changing my surname for a very long time,
Yeah.
but it's something that's on my to-do list.
Yeah.
Because
I
we
think-
first born at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you know. So obviously, yinto vele kumele ngiyenze.
Yeah.
And I believe that, you know, into this cut size, so I have to do it. Ngizoyenza.
What could be the delay? Do you know? Is it cultural? Is it just something that you need to do at home face? Because I think there's such a lot of things that will lead for you to change your name. You don't just wake up and change your surname like we would normally think in terms of home affairs. But culturally, there's that. Do you think that could be the part of the delay?
I think that's part of the delay because isibongo lesengisebenzisayo sakabo mamam.
Yeah.
So everything that I've ever achieved empilweni yami ngithole ngaphansi kwalesibongo lesi sakaGengwe engisisebenzisayo manje. Everything that I have, yabo, not to say ukuthi isibongo sakantshangase there's something
It's-
wrong
yeah.
or it does nothing wrong, yabo, and abantu bakantshangase, which are my family, they're doing perfectly well ngaso leso sibongo leso, yabo.
Yeah.
So ngiyacabanga ukuthi for me the delay is nakhona futhi ukusaba.
I know.
Ukusaba ngiyacabanga ukuthi mhlawumbe ngisaba ukubajikela in a sense ukuthi
Yeah.
they've bangikhulisile for so long, but enye into futhi at least ubaba ukhona uzosigayida, you know.
Yeah.
And because I have like some questions ngayo lento lena, yabo, and kudingakala ukuthi ngithole like a bit of a revelation in a sense, yabo. So njengoba usho, it's also an
Yeah.
issue of going to the home affairs.
Yeah.
Home affairs ngiyoyilungisa. I think ilula leyo ngayo home
Yeah.
affairs ngifike ngilungise yonke into ilunge, yabo, ID ibuye bathi ngontshangase. But on the flip side seyihlangene nesintu,
Yeah.
ukungazi ukuthi okay manje maseyihlangene nesintu kumele ngiapproach yiphi indlela, kumele ngenze kanjani, kumele kuhlatshwe or kumele kuphahlwe, kumele kenziwe, and mina ngikhule ngaphansi kwe-church, yabo.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yabo, so yeah, good trick.
You tricky
It's
wow.
tricky, it's messed up.
Yeah,
Kushushu
good
you know, yeah, but hey, inhliziyo nami ngifuna ukushintsha sona, angeke ngize ngiqamba amanga, ngifuna
Yeah.
ukubisa ngotshangase, but
There's so many things that you
kunale
can.
bonda leli manje elingafuni ukuthi ngiye
Uye
ngale,
ngale.
and I don't know ukuthi yini
Wow.
eyenza ukuthi kwenzeke kanjalo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's introduce our other panelist. That is Umkhulu Teboho. Let's hear where he comes from. If he's got surname issues or he's just a perfect guy. Yeah.
Sanibonani, igama uTeboho kamfuke ngesibongo. Ngizalelwe eNewcastle, KZN.
Yeah.
So abanye bazomangala ukuthi hawu umkhulu lona manje
Yeah.
wayakhuluma isiZulu.
Marumfu
But
umafukani.
uMfukeng, no, kemusuthu.
Yeah.
Just that abazali sikhulele eKZN.
Oh.
So umsebenzi wami ngithi angina title ngaleyo ndlela. Angizazi nami ukuthi ngayibiza ukuthi ngiyini.
Yeah.
But ngisebenza ngesintu.
Yeah.
Ngi-owner i-chemist, okay, bekubaba ubeka inyanga.
Yeah.
So he passed away and then ngaqhubeka. So into yasekhaya kahle kahle.
Yeah.
Akusukuthi yimi kuphela. So bakhona ama brothers wami abasebenza same ngale ndlela engisebenza ngayo. So okay, endaweni sibongo nani? No, mina ngina problem nesibongo.
Okay.
Yeah. So yonke into yami i-right, uma uMadlamini. So ekhaya vele abafuking vele.
Abomafukani.
Yes, kibothile bophuka.
Ach.
Yeah.
Yeah, ke
Ke
bona
rona- ke
ntate.
rona
Wa ba
bao
tseba.
hee.
Wa ba
Yeah.
tseba ai bo rona so.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah, endabeni yesibongo no ngi-right. No
Wow.
ngi-right.
Yeah.
So as ubhutsihle sakakhulumile yena yakhe inkinga so sizozama ukuthi sibone ukuthi sisolve kanjani.
Sisolva kanjani?
Yeah,
Solve for
kodwa
eggs.
iyasolveka.
Yeah.
Iyasolveka.
Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us today. I think we will need that wisdom for today because I think there's a power in a surname, and I get where you come from, Sihle, in terms of a surname. I got married, and everything yami was still my father's surname, so I was still Yika before I got married. Um, and after I got married, I still did not change like a lot of things. They were still under my surname, my maiden name, and there is that fear, you know. And sometimes when you start changing your surname, and you start seeing negativity, you almost feel like, is this the surname that is giving me issues or what? You know, and. So I got married in sure 2012. Yeah. So I got married in 2012, and I know culturally they needed to do umsebenzi wokwamukela umakoti. And I stayed with my husband's surname. Very much It's easy, you know, to go to Home Affairs like you're saying, to go to Home Affairs and change your surname, you know. But culturally, there's a lot that needs to happen. So we had to like wait and go through the difficult challenges. And only last year, bekhona ngamukelwa to the surname, ne? To the Siabela surname. And before I even went to the Siabela surname, there were challenges, you know. And sometimes those challenges, they will leave you asking yourself, Uguti, is it because I have not crossed over to the other ancestors, or is it because I'm this? I'm still a Yiga in terms of what culturally, if I can put it like that, and I needed to do that surname Yagasiabela in terms of culturally. I had a lot of challenges, I must say, and I understand your fear, or I understand your concern. I know because I've been there. Sometimes you like look at yourself in the mirror and you be like, yo, maybe less bongo. Because sometimes these are my challenges. There's so many things. To a point that sometimes I would think, Uguti, maybe, you know, ancestrally, you might find that the ancestors are clashing and one is higher than the other. And when you need to cross over, and that the family didn't want to surface. You understand? And when there's new changes, there's new challenges, you know. So the power of a surname it's big. It's very, very big.
Yeah,
Do you think in terms of when do you think that with now thinking of Sihle now is there something that we need to understand that it needs to happen culturally? Because I think most of the people, they go out, especially now as Christians, we're like, ngumzalwane anyway. And then nyahamba, nyachinchi surname. And there's other things that don't happen in your life. And you don't even know. And then you want to understand what could be the issue. Is there something that needs to happen when a person needs to change surname? So if mhlambe, for example, ngizalwe ngingane kamama, and then now I have to go to my father's surname, is there something that needs to happen there?
No, lapho kuba kanjalo fanele kube nala kuqalwa khona. So fanele sibheke la ekuthenini ubaba okuzalayo uwenze ini in terms okuhlawula khabo mama akho. Then it depends futhi ukuthi bashadile yini futhi. Yabo. Then that is why uthola abantu ngesikhathi baba naleyo problem yesename, especially abafana kakhulu. Ufuna ukusebenzisa isibongo saka babakhe but not knowing ukuthi fana enze kanjani. usihle bekasho ukuthi mhlambe uzovuka ekseni ahamba home affairs achinje no akuhambi kanjalo yabo so kufanele kwazeke kuqala ukuthi ubaba nomama bashada if abashadanga then into efanele yenzeke lapho ukuthi uunderstande ukuthi ufanele usebenzise isibongo sakamama kakhulu until abakhabo babakho bazohlawula bakuhlawule ukuze bakukhiphe esibongweni lesi sakamama mangakenzeki into ezinjengalezo angibona ngathi ngeke hambe kahle yabo so kufanele ubaba makasaphila or angaphili kukhona abobaba bakhona abanye noma bengakuzali but abakhabo babakho then kube yiyo bathatha iresponsibility yokuthi no umfowethu kufanele ayohlawula esibongweni lesakamama then bakukhiphe ngembuzi ikhabo mama then nangale khabo baba bahlangane nawe futhi ngaleyo ndlela ukufaka ngembuzi if umsebenzisa imbuzi because kuyadependa sometimes kuba yimvu abesuthi especially then amaZulu esikhathi esiningi namanye ama-cultures amanye asebenzisa imbuzi yabo so akusiyinto ongamene uvuke nje uthi uyayenza so kufanele ube nalezo step lezo ozithathayo ukuthi okay ngizaleka kanjena mina so uma ubelonga esibongeni sakamama bengenzanga lutho bakhabo baba usafe then awukwazi futhi ukuthi ungasifaka ukuthi ngoba nginemali then I can do it akuhambi kanjalo kufanele ukuthi uyazithenga umuntu akazithengi yabo kunabantu abaresponsible abakhabo babakho kufanele benze leyo nto leyo yabo akusukuthi nje wena uyasicabangela nje ukuthi ngachange isibongo so usuklasha manje nalabo abantu abakukhulisile yabo so bazothi hawu wena usuziphi isibongo manje kanjani ngoba all along besihamba nawe usuyasijikela manje yabo so into engicabanga ukuthi kufanele kube naleyo procedure leyo i-understanding kahle kahle ukuthi okay mawuzaleka ngaleyo ndlela ufuna isibongo sakho even nabantu besifazana akusukuthi amadoda kuphela yeah but mostly yithi amadoda esifuna izibongo yabo so kufanele wazi ukuthi okay mangisuka manje la then abakhabo baba kufanele benzile yabo so futhi awukwazi ukuthi ungakhipha futhi imali wena ubanikeze uthi abakwenzele yayibona isuke bese ihlupha net mayifika lapho yabo so ngicabanga ukuthi if ungakenzeki into ezinjengalezo lezi sisichaza manje ndo usafe esibongeni sakamama until bona basihlupha bazokwenza okuright kini uyabona ngicabanga ukuthi iba kanjalo.
Do you think Sihle, I think you might just need to take the mic. Do you think
Thank you.
Uguti, you know, like what you're saying now, Uguti, it's not so easy to Uguti and all of that.
Yes.
Are people safe with their mother's surname still? Because sometimes you find that, I mean, with you, is everything going well with you so far?
Yeah, for me, khamba kahle. You know,
You don't see anything wrong.
No. Mina konke khamba kahle. Obviously, masa abantu, we've got challenges here and there, which is normal life challenges because at the end of the day, abantu. Unazo lezo inkinga lezo ezithizeni. Kodwa angicabanga ukuthi ngaba inkinga lezi zokuthi manje asisolveki lezi zinzima lezi involve manje abaphansi ukuthi bashe ukuthi njalo wena mo drive imoto yachayiseka la endleleni njalo wena mawukuphi yawa njalo wena makwenzakala into kanje na kanje you know and then ithola ukuthi mhlambe mawuhamba because obviously sabantu abamnyama and sibelivela kwabaphansi njengoba nobaba ashida ukuthi ukhule from indawo la kune like babakhe bekayinyanga nana so sometimes mawumuntu usanokuya like take it upon yourself ukuthi man awuthi ngijikele ngiyobona ukuthi kahle kahle T1 ngempilo yami you know it's something that I've also done before you know mafika lapha ukuthi no usayibambe kahle you know stick to what you're doing yabona stick to umthandazo at the end of the day kushodana okay kushoda ukuthi uphahle awuphahli awukhulumi nabo but yangithola draw them close to you so that izinto zakho zizoyenzeka ezinye izinto zizoguquka yabo so which gives me a question you know ukuthi isibongo angakashintshi izinto zihamba kahle. And then
Yeah, I think you're actually right because I think sometimes with guys, angas correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes guys bazolandelela izinto because of they thinking things are not going well. You know,
that's true.
umuntu nenkinga like normal issues like normal human beings would have. I mean, really, life is not straight. It's not
Never.
like all glowy. But I think sometimes you find guys babona baphoqelelekile that they need to find their surnames in terms of their father's surnames to a point when they do abasayenza izinto kahle and only then they start having more issues.
Masibashintshile.
Sebashintshile because
Yeah.
I think you're right. It's I think it's a matter of believing, It's a matter of knowing ukuthi but izinto zami zihamba kahle, you know.
I personally ngicabanga ukuthi yazi sometimes ezinye izinto ne mina personally I think ukuthi angithi yazi bathi indlela ibuzwa kwaba phambili yabo. So if you've got that foundation yokuthi okay sihle wena wakantshangase ukhulele so gogo wakho so somkhulu wakho, this is what happened from le,
Yeah.
not from umamami nobabami, hayi umlando uqala le ekudeni, you know.
Yeah.
So izinto mazilungiswe from le, it becomes much more easier for you ukuthi izinto zenzeke because typical example athi ngithi manje mina ngishintsha isibongo sami kube untshangase,
Yeah.
uzothola ukuthi umkhulu wami kwayena isibongo lesakantshangase esakamama. You understand?
Yeah.
And unfortunately
Wow.
ukuthi unfortunately yena akasekho emhlabeni, yabo. So ubani okumele ayilungise yonke leyo nto leyo because at the end of the day makumele ilungise ubabami nayo i-affecta thina, izo-affecta my descendants and laba nalaba yabo. So mina into engibhilivele kuyo ukuthi kumele iqale la, yabo. Angazi ukuthi mhlawumbe
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're actually right. Sometimes we inherit some lineage issues that we didn't see or we don't know because sometimes you are so eager to do something. Ngifuna ukutshintsha isibongo because ngifuna ukusitshintsha. Mawufika lezi chume lona isibongo sakhe asesakhe sangempela sokuyisibongo sikabani. I think that's another thing that gave us peace in terms of Tina Agiti, Ekaya with the Ikas and the Hikas and the Yikas. Aslandeleli. It was only like last year we were like, okay guys, what's happening now? Why sisngamaswati kwenzakalani? And we were like, no, Tina guys, sizobamba the way sikhulisa ngakhona because our grandmother was Sutu and most of the things that we did was Sutu things. And it worked, that's it. We never tried to silandelela ukuthi kwenzakalani. Like what is going on with these three sentences? Because I think sometimes ukulandelela is another killer, if I can put it like that. Because ulandelela nento ongayazi ugcina uzithaya up
agreed.
about something that you don't even know.
Yeah, lapho ngiyavuma. Yeah.
So that's actually good. I don't want to say profound. I've been trying not to say profound in my podcast lately, and I'm still also recovering from I think. So those are the two words that I'm trying to not use.
I think. You must be sure. You mustn't think.
So Mkulu, what is ukuhlawula? I think that's another thing that we don't understand because there are so many things that are happening when coming to surnames. Kunokuhlawula, kunokulobola, like there's so many things that we don't understand in terms of abantwana. What is it? What is the land? Because sometimes ukuthi yes bahlawulile, so ufuna uchange isibongo, into zakho ziyaqhumela. What are the procedures there?
No, like hlawuleni, it's part of ukulobola at the same time. Because
Okay.
umntwana uyalotsholwa naye. If abazali abasazwani. So like njengoba kusuka kulotsholwa umakoti, yabo. So lilo procedure efana naleyo. Then ukuhlawula it's something ukuthi mhlambe uhlawula icala kahle kahle olenzile wena ndoda. Uyabona kusukuthi umusa uhlawuliwe ubelonga khawubaba bakho futhi ubelong khona.
Wow.
So ubaba makahlawula uhlawula umuzi ekhala kini ukuthi ungene esibayeni sakamkhulu uyabona ngendlela wrong uyabo so uyahlawula ngaso sikhathi leso then depends ukuthi bakuhlawulisa ngayiphi indlela imbuzi kuhambisana nenkomo uyabona then uhlawula umuzi lapho akungeni endabeni yengane ukuthi okay ubaba sifanele athathe ingane yakhe ngoba sekenze kanjalo no akuhambi kanjalo kufanele kube neprocedure yokuthi manje usefuna umntana wakhe so then bayamtshela futhi ukuthi okay yenza kanjena ke manje khipha inkomo maybe eziyi3 for ukuthi ufuna umntana wakho uyabona ngiyayibekisa because abantu abafana ngithi then sekumele manje ukhishwe esibongweni sakamama ubaba makasekenzi kanjalo uyabona then nawo ngale futhi bakamukela ngesibongo sakhona bakuhlabela imbuzi ukuthi nanga umntwana sekowala ekhaya uyabo so ngicabanga ukuthi abantu fanele babe nalo understanding kakhulu akusi wrong ukuthi ufuna isibongo sakho
Yes.
no kuhle noma ubani ufuna isibongo sakhe lazalele khona but ufanele uwazi ama procedure wakhona ukuthi ahamba kanjani uyabona so into elimaza abantu kakhulu leyo so ngeke ngaba nama friends I think 3 if I'm not mistaken basihlawula bona like ukuzithenga uyabona ukuthi ngoba afuna isibongo sakababa but there are no more namhlanje uyabona so amadlozi ayaclash amakanjani njengoba usasho usisiriya ukuthi sometimes sifuna into esingana sure yayo ukuthi izosilelela kuphi izinto zihamba kahle but ngoba ufuna isibongo sakababa immediately nje wenza leyo nto le then ziyaqala inkingi yabo siqala phansi ngoba bekumele bona bakwenzele leyo msebenzi loyo ukuthi bakufake ekhaya bahambe bohlawula ngalendlela yokuhlawula lo muzi then bakulobole futhi ukuthi usuyakhishwa manje kulesibongo sakamama sungena esibongweni sakini manje then into zakho lapho zihamba kahle so uma ungazenzanga izinto njengalezo hayi yonke into
ziyakhala
so uzobona uba nenkinga abantu bayakuzonda ungazi ukuthi yini ufuna umsebenzi or mhlawumbe uyasebenza kodwa emsebenzini abantu abakuthandi uzibuza ukuthi kanjani uyabona kanti inkinga ila ufuna ipromotion awusayitholi uvinjwe nje indaba ukuthi wena wazifaka wena esibongeni ungafanelanga uyabona so into ekanjalo limaza abantu kakhulu
wow I think kodwa abona ngithanga ngifuna I think mara yo I think ezinye izinto ne we lack the knowledge you know sometimes I just read something this week man ukuthi legal doesn't mean right yeah you know legal doesn't mean right so into mayisemthethweni ayisho ukuthi right yeah understand so sometimes you find ukuthi you go out you ufuna ukuthi uwenze lo msebenzi because wena unemali unikeza abomalume bakho ukuthi wena bakulobole you know and then izinto zakho zingahambi kahle and you're right even women they do that for themselves ukuthi ufuna ukushada anikeze umuntu wakhe imali
bayakwenza
athi me out awuzalo ukuthi nami ngifuna ukufaka ilongo elimhlophe kungani ungibhayizisa and you find ukuthi it's not izinto azihambi kahle for bona and you know mawukhuluma ukuthi sometimes even the ancestors they become so angry ubaze bakuthathe
bakuthatha banasikhathi futhi laba bakhabo mama bawes abafani nala wena ufuna ukuya khona ekhaya kini because bayakwazi not ukuthi abakwazi bayakwazi but ngizothini bakubhekile bakuprotect ngaleyo ndlela but awubelong khona uyabona awubelong khona abantu abeza even nangenhlanhla yibo laba bakhabo mama even if noma thiwe bashadile kunani ku right yonke into but abantu abapowerful kakhulu abakhabo mama so uthola ukuthi ezinye izinto abakhabo baba bayakulidela enkingeni yes kunobuthakathi nani yabo but laba abakhabo mama esikhathi esiningi and bayalwa
And
abadlali.
weren't we talking about that? Weren't we talking about that just while we were preparing for
During the week,
this?
yeah,
Yes.
the briefing.
Yes.
We were actually talking about
We
it.
were actually talking about it. He was telling me some other story. Can you reiterate the story again about you and your friends talking when one of your friends said, "Do you know ukuthi abakabo mama yibo protect, yibo strong or something like that?"
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. No. Bekuyinkulumo nje sihleli kuyakhulunywa
Yeah.
yabo. So one of the guys was like kahle kahle ngomthetho kahle technically sibongo sakhabo mama yisesenza isiqiniseko sokuthi you're well protected.
Yeah.
So it was just that whole topic. So but manje I'm glad ukuthi sila because leyo understanding leyo mina kahle benginganayo yabo. Obviously umunye nomunye une-opinion yakhe about certain things yabo. But for me I was like khabo mama kanjani because abo baba yibo ngathi yibo ngathi
strong.
hey yibo ngathi aba strong. But so yeah, it was one of the questions that I wanted to ask today ubaba vele ukuthi okay umama kahle kahle sibongo sakhabo mama what makes it click.
Yeah.
Kahle kahle yisiphi isibongo futhi not even isibongo abaphansi yibaphi laba ebeza namandla kakhulu. And enye into futhi okay, can I ask a question?
Yes, of course. Yes.
No, into engifuna ukuyazi ukuthi asithi usebenzisa sona isibongo sakhabo mama. Yonke into isese right but akazi wabonga in a sense of ukuthi akazi wabayenzile umsebenzi akazi kwahlatshwa ukuthi hey ngize ngibe ngaka yini. So and ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi where is the danger in that because namanje still noma wenza izinto zakho still zakhanya. Everything oyifunayo mawufuna umsebenzi uyawuthola makumele wenze into ethizeni it happens. Yayenzeka but wena self as a person awukakaboni because umngane wami wakhuluma into powerful the other day sihambe emotweni so kubika uyazi man ebumnandini sometimes sanokuba nenkinga so kube kwaba ne-altercation yana yenzeka lento eyenzekile and it's like yabona wena sibongo sakho because kubo usiswakhe isango. So I'm not sure ukuthi maybe bayakhulunyiswa yileyo nto leyo maybe unale knowledge yana encane athi yabona wena sihle uyabona wena bakini bakubhekile lento eyenzeke la ngabe
kuyidile nawe
makaqeda athi kimi and the day you lose that privilege uzithola usenkingeni. So question yami la iyakhona ke ukuthi i-danger ikuphi kahle kahle bawungaboni ube ngaka awukakabongi nangelanga elilodwa nanenkukhu eyi-1 mix nanenkukhu eyi-1
sengishiqhwane
you know mix. So you don't we find out where is the danger in that and faneke uthathe which steps to just recognize them ukuthi no ngiyazi ukuthi ngikhona and kuze kube so ayi ngiyabonga yabo. So amanye amajita vele they don't do these things yabo. So that's why ngifuna find out at least if it can help the next person, you know.
Yeah. Ukuthi where's the danger if there's no shikini that has been slaughtered a bit. Just one shikini. Aw bakwethu qhanenyana bakwethu. Aw something.
No, i-danger ikhona. Ikhona i-danger. Ngiyabonga futhi ukuthi usihle uaware ukuthi kunento afana
yes, he's very much awake this guy.
Ukuthi mhlawumbe ngiyangazi ukuthi fanele enze kanjani. Yeah, so i-awareness yakho ngiyayithanda. Because ngoba usuyicabanga kanjalo yenza.
Yes.
Bayakuzwa amadlozi akusukuthi kufanele uze uyophahla.
Yeah.
Njoba sihleli manje ngosikhuluma.
It's a conversation.
Yabona so basilalele ukuthi sikhuluma izinto ezirelevant noma siyakhohlisana. Yabo so leyo awareness yakho bakhuluma nawe. Sometimes bayibiza instincts wakho ufanele walalela because you don't need ukuthi ufanele uzuye esangomeni ngesinye isikhathi. Yabo sometimes into uyayicabanga ungazi ukuthi hayi man manje le ifika kanjani manje kimi kanti bayakutshela ngaleso sikhathi ukuthi ndoda sebenza siyayifuna lento. So abomalume mabekhona uyabatshela ukuthi no sengisebenze kangaka, so ngicela ukubonga abogogo nabomkhulu ukuthi sebathathe istage sami basibeka la. Yabo, so uyahamba uyayithenga imbuzi, then umalume uyakukhulumela kuqala ukuthi nangumshana.
Yes.
Yabona uzonipha ukudla. So kule nkukhu nani yes ijoke leyo ke.
Yeah.
But akufanelanga uthi uzoyenza ngenkukhu while bona bapha kakhulu. Uyabona, so yenza na okukhulu ukubajabulisa. Uyabona, so umalume bazoyenza. Okay, noma ngakuthiwa umalume abekho, but whoever okhona ekhaya bomama, either umalumekazi or umzala wakho, so uyamtshela ukuthi no bese ngidecide ukwenza kanje. So then uyabapha ke. Yabo, futhi kakhulu enye into ebesilimaze ilokungazi ukuthi kahle kahle sipha bani.
Yes, I think
because
yeah.
Ama ancestors are different ngendlela asibheke ngayo. So sometimes umkhulu okubhekile, sometimes ugogo, mostly kodwa abogogo. So ufanele wazi ukuthi uma ungayenzi nje uthi ngiyabonga, ungaspecify ukuthi utshela bani upha bani. Yabo, because khona lo main, yes bakhona ababhekile, but khona lo lethi izinto ezinhle uthi kuze uphile nje yimi. So ufanele wazi loyo muntu loyo ukuthi ubani. Then mase wenza umsebenzi uqondanisa naye. Awubizi bonke abantu, ubiza yena then yena uzozimemela.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
so
think
kuba kanjalo isikhathi esiningi.
yeah.
Then ngoba usicabangile yenza.
I'm really glad. I'm really glad that you brought some clarity, because you find ukuthi yes abantu bayabonga, but they still they still not get the results, or they don't see the outcome ukuthi okay ubongile bobonga bani. Because sometimes it's easy to say no ngenza Thanksgiving and then uyenze and then to who. You understand? Mawuphahla uphahlela bani, ukhuluma nobani, ubani omcabangayo ukuthi is your director, or you understand? So that's how uthola ukuthi sometimes imisebenzi yayenza kodwa ayinamiphumela.
Uzibuza ukuthi hayi man uma sekuyenza but akwenzeki. Uyabona, kunabanye ama ancestors ahamba anale inhliziyo lezi. Yabo, usho umuntu bekanenhliziyo embi.
Yeah.
Yabona, so wena wenza umsebenzi awuzange ukuqondanise nomuntu ubize nje. So kuze nalabo abahamba nenhliziyo ezisigobile, so umsebenzi ubona ungasahambi kahle uthi kanjani manje. Uyayibona lento le. So uqondanisa nomuntu omaziyo, uyahamba uyekulabantu abahlolayo uzokutshela ukuthi no wena ndoda ubheke ubani. Yabona, so usuyazi ukuthi mase wenza kanjani. So uzokuguide futhi omunye uzokuguide ukuthi okay no akafuni imbuzi mhlawumbe. Yayibona, sisizenza example ukuthi no mhlawumbe ufuna inkukhu, or sometimes ngesikhathi akusukuthi ufanele uzuhlabe. Kuyenzeka sometimes. Yabona, ngeenkinga eziba semndenini kakhulu uthola ukuthi mhlawumbe nokungazwani kahle khona khabo mama. Yabona, so ukuthi sometimes nje into engafanele uyenze uhamba uthenga igross.
Wow.
Yabona, uthenga lo bhodlela lelo labantu abadala logo. Yabona, uyalala uvuka ekuseni uyazihambela.
Wow.
Kuyenzeka kanjalo because ngoba kuba ney'nkinga zokuthi mhlawumbe akuzwene kahle. So wena mawuzofuna ukuzowenza umsebenzi, so kuba nalento lokuthi wayezowenza umsebenzi. Yabo, so bayaqala manje bakuvimba ngezinye izinto. Uzowenza into enhle but bona bathanda laba abaphilayo. Yabo, so sometimes uyahamba nje uthenga igrosa nje ongayicabanga ukuthi izoba right. Uthi no bengimvakashele, so ngiphathele nakho. Awusho lutho futhi ukuthi uzothi hayi ngiyenzela ngoba bengimvakashele, so wenza lento yenzayo then uyaphuma uyahamba or uyalala makuthi ufuna ukulala. So kuyenzeka ngaleyo ndlela futhi. Yabo, ziningi nje indlela, but nayo yokuhlaba asisho ukuthi ayikho right. i-right na but ngokubukela izimo eziba khona yabo so sometimes ugcina wenze ngaleyo ndlela then bona ngoba bayazi ukuthi uwenzela ini laba abalele yabona so then yonke into iba right so kule yokuhlaba ngeke sibalekele kakhulu injalo fanele iyenzeke
No, man. Like mosho kanjalo you know like my mom ne bakana nento ukuthi nini nabe lathi mina ngifuna ukuya kithi like afuna ukuya eVelcom ne athi noma ngahamba ngayolala khona bese ngabuya so something was triggering there ukuthi no hamba uyongena emabaleni kanje and then all will be well with you you know and ezinye izinto asizibheki ngale ndlela we always thinking ukuthi mele uhlabe mele wenze and sometimes just a little bit of respect, a little bit of loving that family, being there, supporting them and izinto ezinjalo ziyawuletha umehluko. We don't think it like that, eh? We don't think that you can do it like that. We're always thinking, oh, mina ngiyohlaba.
Yeah, ne.
Kunento emtrigerayo ke. Yes.
Ayikite no, bengifuna ukuthi mina I feel like esikhathini samanje si busy.
Yes, that's another thing.
It's busy. So in a sense good, not too good like in a sense ukuthi busy like you're busy making money or you're busy with podcasting and anything and so busy we are too busy for isintu basically.
And finding out
and you know
for ourselves, doing research for ourselves, you know, as much mina always think yo mina as mina ke ngilaba abanye ke yo mina ngisho after the podcast ngizonqunya nasesontweni but but I am that Christian that is I check, you know, izinto ezakudala nezinto zamanje ne, and we don't get to hear them. And I think that's another thing that triggered me to do this men cave I'm an outcast ne, is the Old Testament is talking about isintu, you know, ukuthi izinto beziyenza ngesintu. So if bofuna ukuyenza, if for the mere fact that Jacob and Esau, they wanted a blessing of their father, ne, ngokwesintu ukuthi okay, firstborn kumele ibless ubabayo so that everything is going to be well with them, right? But ngoba manje sikule generation leya manje ne, we don't look at isintu ngendlela ukuthi even if they can tell you no, Jesus is Lord and all of that, there are some of the things that we are not researching for ourselves to understand why isintu besiyenzwa. You understand?
I get you.
Why isintu besikhona? Why are people, some of the people are against, there are churches that are against the Old Testament? Because I think the Old Testament is talking about everything that isn't a tradition, the tradition or the traditional way of doing things. You understand? Because you know, if in order for things to go well with you, bogenza islabelo so that things can go well with you.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And now we don't want to talk about that. But when you go and read those, like when I was doing this research for this segment, biblically, I was looking at that bokuhlatshwa, ukubonga for the mere fact that uNoah wenza isihlabelo after season ye-storm.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
Why not us not doing isihlabelo if ukubonga, the same thing that you're talking about now, ukuthi ngibonge abaphansi ukuthi you know what, ngiyabonga ukuthi kunento eyiningi engidlule kuso but you are still with me, you know? And sifuna ukukhuluma ngama ancestors weBhayibheli, mara what is wrong with my ancestors? Sifuna ukuthi God, no, but sifuna ukuthi God of Jacob, God of Isaac, God of Abraham. But what is wrong with the God of your forefathers? What is wrong to say uNkulunkulu aboyike bokasolo bohlase ngisho yena lo uNkulunkulu? And that's why I've grown to say every time when I wish somebody well, I will say to you, the God of your ancestors, may they do well by you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because of, I believe that whatever that we're doing now is what our mothers, grandfathers, and they taught us, and it worked for them. Why wouldn't it not work for us?
Hey,
Does that make sense?
it makes sense, kodwa it's tricky. Like it's
What?
very
Ah,
tricky. Like ikhuluma tricky, and
what?
especially because of the society esiphila kuyo manje. There is so much ziningi nje izinto ezenzakalayo that can make one ajikele isiko.
Yes.
Ziningi izinto ezingayenza ukuthi ujikele kwa umndeni wakho. The things we watch at TV,
Yes.
the books we read, indawo esizihambayo, you know, the people we listen to. Abantu abasespacing sethu, you know. So it's very easy for me ukuthi ngihlale nani la namhlanje nginikeze iperspective yami yempilo. Bese kusasa wona uthatha iperspective yami yempilo cama ukuthi izokusebenzela. Only to find ukuthi mina ngiyakumislead ukunikeza iperspective wrong ekungasiyo, yabo. So it goes back to lento oyishoyo wena ukuthi i-research ebalulekile. You need to find out ukuthi kahle kahle mina ngubani, imvelaphi yami, and those type of things, yabo. And then ngiyacabanga ukuthi mhlambe mawuzazi yonke into izokhanya. Hey ngoba yazi kuba udakisha kunzima. Kunzima. You know, funny enough, nemasikhuluma ngabantu abamnyama, there's this lady that was talking about white heritage.
Yeah.
And uyabuza, so in a sense, we are complaining at the same time uyabuza uthi why yonke into ethinta abantu abamhlophe ine history,
Yeah.
inomlando.
Yes.
And thina we fall victim to that. What happened to umlando wakini?
Yes.
Labo bokuqala. You know, the only thing thina siyazi, okay, noShaka, abo King Mshweshwe, and all of that. And then before them bebaphila kanjani labo bantu labo? Belikhona iBhayibheli. You know, so those are the yazi mawuthi so the topic got isabantu esipanini. I remember the episode got khulunywa about ancestors versus
Christianity.
Yeah. Abantu bese bafuna ukubambana.
But you know, yes, you know why, for mina, I'm like, Christianity and traditional ancestry, ne? I don't think they're far off. I think if people are well educated and the ones that are preaching and teaching, they can actually do a research that can make sense to people, you know? I was, while we're talking about that, ngicabanga nje indaba yokugeza, you know, after ushonelwe and all of that, and grief, right? They will say, no, grief, it's like you're an unbeliever and whatever. But there's so many people that they were in grief, or they were in mourning, you know. The likes of Job was in mourning. The likes of Joseph was in mourning. You understand? And as soon as they were restored, I'm sure according to the Bible, they say as soon as Job was restored or Joseph was restored, he shaved his hair, right? Because it's a sign of restoration. But because masangikhuluma ngesintu ukuthi kumele uzile manitete kumele nizogeza uzogunda
Sokuyintempi.
hayi inkinga leyo. Thina singabazalwane, thina uJesu uyinkosi, hayi asizenze izinto. But eBhayibhelini zikhona ukuthi ikhona isikhathi sokumona. And what happens after the period of mourning? After the period of mourning, your friends must buy you gifts. Angisho? So kusho ukuthini masikhumula or masizogeza bese nisithengela like bayathenga mhlawumbe ama-gift ukuthi uyakhunyulwa bese uyagundwa, and then they bring you gifts, right? And biblically ikhona, but nobody wants to read that part of the Bible.
Angeke.
No one wants to link ukuthi guys, it is there, you can still ugeze and all of that, and it's okay, it's there in the Bible, but nobody wants to go and read those parts. You understand?
Bakhulume ngalezo zinto lezo, because mawangaqala bakhuluma ngazo, there's a small part of lento abayizuzayo
Yes.
elahlekayo.
Yes.
Mina ngibelieve kukhona abantu umuntu afike lapha epulpitini akhulume to such a point ukuthi mawuphuma lapha yana uphuma motivated, uphuma wazi ukuthi okay, I can conquer everything and anything. On the flip side khona umuntu ozoma lapha epulpitini azokhuluma into eseBhayibhelini because uyazi ukuthi no khona mina nebandla lami nomndeni wami.
Self-seeking.
Simple. You know,
Self-seeking, not liberating. I think I have a problem with preachers that are not there to liberate.
they're not.
You understand? Because that's like we're talking about the power of a surname. There was a reason why, like so many people in the Bible, they were for their fathers, they were for their surnames. To a point, Utindotano had to come back to the father, you know, to be received by the father.
Yes.
The story of Esau and Jacob is they wanted the blessing of their father. You understand? But nobody wants to talk about it now because kuzoba ngathi why ufuna isibongo sika babakho? Why ufuna ukwazi ukuthi uvelaphi? That's not important. But your ancestors are important. And ancestors, I just sithanda ukuthi sithi ancestors. Hayi asithandi ukuthi amadlozi. Sifuna ukuthi ancestors. But about amadlozi is like, yo,
Ngathi khuluma
amadlozi.
ngento enzima kabi.
Yeah.
Khuluma ngabanye
Amadlozi ka Isaac. Hayi sifuna ngesilungu ancestors of Jacob. Amadlozi ka Jesu. Amadlozi abaphansi. And biblically those things were there. Abaphansi. I'm wrong.
No, uko wrong. Alright. Inkinga ukuthi thina singabantu angazi siyazinyeza ukuthi you are black.
Yes.
Ngicabanga ukuthi enye into ebulala abantu kakhulu ileyo. Yabo because masingenza nje example sisakhuluma ngeBhayibheli namadlozi. Akekho noyone umuntu ongathi uke waphupha uJesu ethi kuya kenze 1 2 3.
Akekho.
Yeah, yibona.
Yes.
So kodwa manje sibelivela kubo and bona banabadlozi wakubo le Egypt makuthi Egypt. Uyabona so manje singabantu sinaleyo nkinga leyo ukuthi le ngabe siyayiphakamisa yethu siyayibalekela inkinga ilapho. Uyabona. Yabona so asifuni lokuhlaba. Yayibona indaba leyo manje uyibuza ukuthi manje wena ufuna ukuphila kuphi? Yabona njengoba ngisenza ukuthi akekho noyone ongathi uphupha uJacob. uJacob or ubani.
uJacob kuwe azoyenzani?
Angeke uzokwenzani?
But you'll dream of your you'll dream of your family. Think kanjani? You'll dream of your family showing you signs and things, signs and wonders of what you need to do. And I always say, Guti, my ancestors, you know, when the person says, my ancestors work on my demon. Well,
ubaba bekati ubaba esaphila. Mawuthi amadlozi amadimoni usho ukuthi wena udimoni elikhulu. Angithi manje usuyababalekela ngoba abasekho. Uyabona? Yes, abasekho ngaleyo ndlela but bakhona ngomoya. Bayasebenza yabona. So mozothi amadimoni manje wena ngoba uyaphila manje usiphi space ke wena. Yabo so this one bekathanda ukuthi shuthi wena uyidimoni elikhulu elisaphila.
Yes. And that's why it's sometimes abantu ngiyababheka because I'm like, yo, if only you were to know who you are, a lot of things benyeke zikulahlekise, you know, because abanye abantu, and I remember abanye abantu noma umuntu sekayenzile into ne mhlambe bamtshela ukuthi no things are not going well because you're not acknowledging your ancestors. And abantu basaba acknowledge ama ancestors. That's my problem. Acknowledge them that they're there. Acknowledge that they exist. Acknowledge that they are watching over you as good angels. You understand? And I think we're not doing that so well as acknowledging our ancestors as good angels, a good aura around us, a good protector, a good, you know, people that are in the light. They'll see things that we don't see. They're protected from things that we don't even see. So if we acknowledge, you're God of my mom, God of my dad, because I know God through my parents. Otherwise, if something, I was not going to know God. I was not going to know tradition. You understand? I was not going to know what I know now. But we want to learn more about things that are not even aligned to us. That one we want to know. But this is aligned nathi ukuthi Who am I? What does my surname mean to me? What is the power of my surname? I always say that there's also power in your name. You know, when you get to a place and people call your name, and there is
Kunezinto
power.
ezivukayo
Yes, you
yeah.
know, there is that power in your name. Mangena down, but you're like, yeah, you know, come join us on stage.
Yeah,
Come do,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
come present. Come, you know that. And I always say, Guti, your ancestors are with you wherever you are, you know. It's what I would say, it's what we acknowledge now as the anointing. People will say, yo, you're anointed
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you've got this heaviness in you. But it's really your ancestors like being with you.
Yeah,
Ukuthi,
bakuphakamisa.
bakuphakamisa, mawufika endaweni uzibone ukuthi mina I'm so tiny. But
Yeah,
then
yeah,
they're
yeah.
seeing this big thing. You know? They're like, this powerful man, you know, this powerful woman. There's something that they see that you don't see.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, injalo.
Something that is higher than you and bigger than you. So I just have that thing which people don't acknowledge who they are. They don't acknowledge the power of ukuhlonipha abazali, or the power of understanding, you know,
No,
abazali.
kahle uNkulunkulu efanele simkhonze kakhulu yiyo abazali bethu. Before singaya kulo singamboni. Then bona badlulisa imessage kuye.
Wow.
Yabo, so if ungeza ukuhlonipha abazali bakho, then sesisenkingeni. Because yiyo uNkulunkulu bakho labo babonayo ngamehlo. Yabo, noma ngaba basekho emhlabeni but uyazi ukuthi bekhona ubaba nomama. So masiphahla, then sikhuluma nabo basicelela kuNkulunkulu. Nakumadlozi futhi ahambe phambi before bona. Yabona, so iba kanjalo.
Kodwa and that's another thing ukuthi ithakazelo siyazithanda ukaba noma bathi musha
Yeah,
and I don't even understand ukuthi ithakazelo zisho ukuthini ezani bacama ukuthi is this beautiful decoration
Yeah,
yokurasa kanti it's the lineage ukhuluma ukuthi okay sho ukuthi before kuba noyika kube nohlase before kuba
Yeah,
nohlase
yeah,
kube
kube no-
nogasol
yeah,
before nogasol
yeah.
kube so it's the lineage of your ancestors you understand making you who you are kodwa abantu bayikhuluma ithakazelo they don't even understand what they're saying kanti ukhuluma ngokuthi kuphiliwe
Yeah, nabo bomkhulu.
yes
Ngokulandelana kwabo.
ngokulandelana kwabo
Yeah,
I think
injalo.
when King Mrs. Zulu when they were showing that history wow I was blown away in terms of how ithakazelo zabo ukuthi lo wakabani lo
Yeah,
and the way
yeah.
bakhuluma khona ukuthi uMrs Zulu wakazwelithini you know I was like ooh it
Yeah.
sounds very nice and sexy but the truth is I was like ooh that's so sexy but anyway it was so cool to understand I think for me now I then understood ukuthi now it makes sense of which we don't make it we don't ngathini asikhona ukuthi thina sihlanganise sicela ukuthi ithakazelo is just something that is hip hip hooray yeah. You gave me ukuhambisa isikhathi but it's actually you know your lineage so imagine the power because remember I always go back ukuthi remember even when Jacob would pray you say God of my forefathers you know there's power in that but thina sayisaba ukuyisho thina ukuthi God of my forefathers God of Abraham God of my dad uNkulunkulu aboyika you know we are scared to say it because the society or the Christianity has made us lose the connection has made us not win. Achieve if we were to acknowledge our surnames and we were to understand the power that is in our surnames and what it brings to our lives. When you say that, all will be well with you. You know? When you say, hey, it's power. It's powerful because you're calling all your ancestors, you know? And I think we will be achieving quite a lot of things if we were to acknowledge, if we were to be awake, you know?
Yeah.
Seriously.
No, yeah, that's true. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi the sooner people start being aware of these things, the better.
Yeah.
Abantu kumele babe educated, and the more people are educated, then ngiyacabanga ukuthi yonke into izohamba ngendlela right. But now the question is how kule society lesiphila kuyo, you know. So because a lot of people are confused. Yeah, well, a lot of people kunomuntu ohambayo lapha enestrati njengamanje, the person is confused kokugcina. They don't know ukuthi am I going, am I coming back,
yeah.
kwenzakalani, yabo, ukungazi. So ngiyacabanga ukuthi yeah, for me personally I feel like sisenendlelende
Yeah.
as people, you know, and especially for the mere fact ukuthi sithanda ukuthatha ngathini cultures from other countries
Yes.
and then
yes.
adopt them to our daily life
Living.
as South Africans and specifically as Africans, you know, which also goes back to lento bengisho ukuthi la sisiloyana bakhuluma ukuthi yonke into ene history ithinta umlungu. They discovered Africa, it was a white man. They discovered Cape Town, it was a white man. But in hindsight, it's like Africa has always been there.
Yes.
You know,
It's always been
it's
there.
always been there. Ngoba manje siyibona uwe sikumele manje.
Iyaphakamiswa.
So yeah, I feel like yeah, there's a lot that we need to do.
I think, you know, I was I was analyzing ukuthi yabasanele ukuthi but why belungu into zabo they are well is well with them, and why thina Santamnyama is not well with us. We have to like really struggle. I think because they know their culture and they respect it, and they're not compromising on it. You know, they are fully aware of who they are, and the reason why we thina Amantabamnyama we are not where we're supposed to be. We are not achieving what we need to achieve is because, excuse me, it's because sihlanganise izinto, and now we don't even know what is right for us. We don't even know where to go. What is good for us? We don't even know that.
That's true.
So yeah, just in closing, when is if I'm a person right now, I am ngumntana kamama, ngumntana kagogo, because there are those abantwana bakagogo, you know. My dad is there or my dad is not there, you know, and I still want to uphold the surname. What do I do? You know, ngenzani ukuthi acknowledge where I am, or do I need to go and ngizule ilokishi lonke and try to find my dad? Or like how do we say to people all is well with where you are, and if you pursue it, everything will still continue to be well?
Yeah. No, ngicabanga ukuthi uma usasesibongeni sakamama izinto zihamba kahle. Ngicabanga ukuthi ufanele ustikhe lapho. Yeah, ungasiconfuse.
But what's going on?
Ungasiconfuse ngoba manje izinto zizokuphazamisa. Yeah, zizokuphazamisa kakhulu. Then ubaba makakhona ngicabanga ukuthi kufanele kube responsibility yakhe ukuthi kufanele enzeni ngawe. Yabo, because uyalazi icala lakhe. Yabo, so uma uzomfuna engakufuni yena. Yebo, inkinga le. Yabo, yena fanele kube uyo okhombisayo ukuthi yazini nginengane. So ngifuna ukuyenzela 1 2 3. Yabo. So uma uzomlandelela angeke ayenze sometimes ngenhliziyo enhle. Yabo. Okay, kuyenzeka sometimes uthola ukuthi umama uye wabalekela ubaba. Ubaba akazi ukuthi ukhona futhi. Yabona. Then ngaleyo ndlela ke futhi ungamfuna. Because umama ngisho kuye kufihlela. So singazi ama reasons why futhi akufihlela. Yebo lento le. So ukumfuna yes ku right, but uma usumazi ukuthi ubaba nanga asibhekene ukuthi yena uzothatha mapha ama steps, ayikho into angakwenzela yona angakadluli kamama akho. So like uyafika nje lesho yekhumbula ekhaya. Yes, abantu bayabafuna abazali babo ngalo ndlela. Then mosomfonile uzoyenzani yena? Because uthola sometimes bayakuthatha bayokukhulumisa emsamo ukuthi nanga umntwana besingamanzi. Uyabona, ofisho kodwa futhi nalokho ku wrong. uyabona. So alright, mase umtholile akube uye othi bengingazi ukuthi ukhona, but ngicela ukwenza indlela yesintu e-right, uyabo. So then ngicabanga ukuthi ngaleyo ndlela uzoba safe. Ungavumeli because abantu abaningi abazi. Yes, mfune umthole, then mosomtholile soku-right, then ulinda yena ukuthi uthatha maphi ama-steps, yabo, ukuhlawula nani nani, ukulobola, into ezinjalo, until yena sengathi-ke uyaku-introduce-ke esibongweni sakini, yabo. So ya ngicabanga ukuthi fanele sibe nalo awareness kakhulu, yabo, singenzi ngoba, yabo, nokuthi sometimes usunemali uzibona ukuthi wena yonke into ungayicontrola ngemali, yabo, angeke ezinye izinto azifuna imali. Azifuna imali, so izofuna ukuthi ubheke yena ukuthi wenza ini, yabo. Ngicabanga ukuthi uma kulapho uzoba safe, but uma izinto zihamba kahle ngesibongo sakamama, hayi-ke qhubeka ngaso. Wena nje wenze i-thanksgiving kubo ukuthi bakukhulisile, benibenzele umsebenzi, yonke into ibe right, uyabona. So angiyiboni inkinga.
Yeah.
Angiyiboni inkinga.
Yeah. Want to grab that for your last statement? Yeah, I think, I think the one thing that I can say is, I think men know the power of their surname. They know the power of lineage, right? And I wish that dads can reach out to their kids, because this thing is a cycle. It's still happening even now. Ukuthi umuntu azi kahle ukuthi ufuna isibongo sikababakhe kodwa angabi a good father naye, still abaleke umntanakhe. I'm like,
Self,
but really,
yeah.
if you know that this is so important, why are you not doing right by your child? Why ungamloboli? And then now it's even worse. This time, this season, akusahlawulwa. Uzobona nje abantu sanengane ha. Kuyaqhubeka. Akuhlawulwa, ingane ayilobola sikafateni sete kuze kushade, and things are not going well with the child. So I think we need to be able as fathers to stop this cycle and cap it while it's still incane, if I can put it like that, to go back to our kids and do right by them, do right by their grandparents, because mawuhlonipha ingane uhlonipha noma umuntu okungasamthandi ke, it's fine, senixabene nihlukene neyinkinga zenu vele,
Right,
umjolo the pandemic unyenzeni unvove, it's fine, you know. But do right by the child.
Yeah.
Do right by the child by making sure that they've got the right surname, they're in the right lineage, and they are respected. Yeah.
Agreed. No,
Yeah.
I agree with you. Lenti wela back to layer point there,
Yeah.
education
Yeah.
and awareness.
Yeah.
You know, so ngiyacabanga ukuthi the more we educate our people, the more sikhuluma ngazo lezi zinto lezi, you know. Like this platform is a good platform because a lot of people can visit this conversation. You know,
Yes.
and then start building imibuzo and direct the questions to the right people.
Yeah.
You know, ukuthi hayi man mama ngifuna uku-understanda 1 2 3, baba ngifuna uku-understanda, gogo mkhulu makubo basisekhona ngifuna uku-understanda ukuthi yabo. So yeah, that's how I feel.
And start having the surname conversation. I think the conversations are happening, but not the surname conversation. You know, I was saying that sometimes it's a matter of you feeling that you're betraying the current people that you live with. Like I was saying with my nephew, isibongo ushintshe umbaba msekashonile, and it almost felt like ukuthi ngathi it was easier after ubaba shonile, because if bekaphila yo besodlula kulesa struggle ukuthi, you know, ngathi uzosichawuta or ngathi, but I don't think he was going to feel bad, but you feel that a little bit of betrayal ukuthi eish ngathi ngiyaba betray because bangikhulise kahle bangenzele konke, and then now if I have to change my surname it's like ngiyabashiya or something, you know.
So
It's-
yabajikela.
yes, and sometimes it's the right thing to do. It's the right place for you to be at, so that you are located well spiritually.
Definitely.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else? We good?
We're good.
We good. Yeah. So the gentlemen and everybody else that has been listening, thank you so much for joining us with an Outcast Men Cave, talking about the power of our surnames. Let's go out there and do right by our kids. Let's make sure that we as fathers, as much as we feel that we're maybe outcast, as
Yes.
much as ufila ukuthi eish mina ngingane kamakhwapheni, mina ngingane yaka, you know, mshosha phansi. But let's do right by the kids. And I think as us women as well, we need to be lenient, even
Yeah.
though the dads might have made that mistake. Ukuthi, "Eish, adlisitowo ngaphandle, sekunengane." Masibaxolele, you know, for the sake of the child, so that the child is well and
Eish.
all is well. They
Yes.
know their family, they know their lineage. So let's do the right thing. And if you felt like you were an outcast, you're not the only one. We do pray and we hope that you will find your way into your surname, and you will get the help that you will need. Umkhulu uTebogo sekasichazele kabanzi ukuthi what happens in terms of ukuhlawula ingane, what happens ukulobola ingane, what happens ancestrally, why is it important that the ancestors are connected to you as an individual. So I think it's a good thing for us to continue to know more about ourselves as Africans,
Yes.
to read our Bibles more for understanding as to why a lot of things were happening in the Old Testament that today we perceive as cultural and antichrist.
Antichrist.
Yeah, they're
Demonic.
culturals, antichrist,
They call
demonic.
it demonic. So
So let's get ourselves educated about ancestors,
definitely.
our lineage in particular. Let's get ourselves educated. It was awesome to spend this time with you. Do catch us, of course, on YouTube as W. No, I'm lying. YouTube is Wogue Riasia. On Twitter is W_Riasia. On Instagram, Riabetu Yika. On Facebook, Riabetu Siabela. It has been real, and I hope you awoke with Ria Sia.